If you don't currently do any of your training outside, then I would highly encourage you to do so. There's just something different about being outside in nature and training. The whole experience is different. I can't explain any exact scientific reasons why, but just try it for yourself and you'll understand what I mean. Now, training in the gym is fine, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't do it and there's nothing wrong with it. But when you hit the park and you jump on that pull-up bar, the whole experience is different, especially when the sun's out. You've got the fresh air in your lungs, you're surrounded by nature, you've got a nice sweat going, you've got a pump, you're blaring out music. It's almost like a party, but instead of beer and barbecue, it's pull-ups and dips.
That's called motherfucking bars. You know nothing about that.
And on the flip side of that, if you train in a cold climate, so you live somewhere in the world where it's snowing or it's raining or it's just generally cold, that's going to build your mental fortitude like nothing else. Getting used to doing the hard work in cold, harsh weather is going to put your mental strength miles ahead of any other trainee. It's like the old saying goes, hard times create strong men and strong men create good times. There's a very natural feel that training outside has. I suppose it could be because it's reminiscent of when you used to play in the swim park when you was a kid. So you could say that it's almost like an adult form of play, but you're going there to grind up reps to get bigger and stronger rather than just play around with no real objective. And you could probably make the argument that it's something to do with our evolution. If you go back thousands of years, there was no such thing as indoor gyms. We was outside and we was being active, whether we were hunting, farming, gathering foods. Whatever it is, we've evolved to be outside during the majority of the day and we've evolved to move our bodies. So I suppose there's a bit of a correlation there. And because you're limited on the equipment that is in the park, for one, you're forced to be more creative. So for example, a few years ago, I used to train in a park with a good friend of mine. And to hit our legs, we used to get on each other's shoulders and just do squats with each other. So you're forced to think outside of the box in order to get the work done. And two, because there's only basic equipment there, you stick with the basic exercises and you just get to work, producing you nothing but results. Supplementing your training with 1 or 2 days outside in the park is going to keep things fresh in your mind and it's going to allow you to approach training from a different angle. So if you want to work on some skill work like a front lever or a muscle up or any other type of athletic endeavor, training outside is going to give you that opportunity. And also getting used to high reps and high sets with your body weight is going to benefit your heavy weight training sessions. For example, if you get used to doing pull-up and dip supersets and you build up to high reps for a lot of sets, on the days when you go and do your heavy squats and deadlifts, your recovery between those sets is going to be much easier because you're in much better general shape. This is also known as General Physical Preparation, or GPP for short, which basically means just a type of training that works in your conditioning. But regardless of that, the main reason I enjoy training outside is just the euphoric feeling I get. There's a sense of content and accomplishment that I have during and after my outdoor sessions that is very different from weight training inside of a gym or even at my own house. Again, I can't explain any exact scientific reasons why, so I invite you to do it yourself and see what I'm talking about. Now, you don't need any equipment to train outside, obviously, because it's already there, but I'm going to recommend you get 2 things. One is a decent pair of gloves. Usually people use gardening gloves like those orange or bright green ones because they have a decent grip. But any pair of gloves that's going to allow you to hang on the bar will do. A lot of the outdoor gyms I've been to, the pull-up bars, they are very slippery, especially when you start to sweat. So make sure you have a decent pair of gloves so it doesn't interfere with your training and stop you from working as hard as you could. And the second thing I'll recommend is to get yourself a pair of gymnastic rings. This is going to really broaden out the amount of exercises that you can do outside. You can even isolate things like your arms and hamstrings if you get creative enough. And also quite a lot of the outdoor gyms that I've been to, a lot of them, they don't have dip bars. So they've got the pull-up bar, but there's no dip bar, which is completely stupid and insane in my mind. But if you have a pair of gymnastic rings, you can completely avoid that problem. So get yourself a pair of gloves, get yourself a pair of gymnastic rings, and you'll be good to go anywhere you are. So that's all I have to say on that topic. Now, don't twist my words on what I'm saying in this video. I'm not saying don't train inside in a gym ever. Of course, that's a stupid thing to do. Training inside is an extremely valuable tool and you have to do that if you want to maximize your gains. All I'm saying is supplement a few days out of your week to go outside and train in the park. And you're going to understand all of the points that I'm making in this video. So with all that being said, try it out for yourself and see how you go from there. Until next time, peace.